Assalamu alaikum, good morning, and welcome back. Today, we are going to discuss a very important concept in research and social sciences, and that is bias. Many students hear this word again and again but still feel confused. So, in this video, I'll explain bias step by step with easy language and real life examples so you can understand it clearly. Bias means systematic error. It happens when results of a study are not true or not accurate because of mistake in data collection, selection or interpretation. In simple word, we say bias is equal to wrong results because something was done unfairly or incorrectly. According to the diagram, bias has two major types. The first one is information bias and second one is selection bias. Let's discuss them one by one. Information bias occurs when data is collected incorrectly or information is measured wrongly. This type of bias affects how information is recorded or remembered. Types of information bias. Observational bias happens when the researcher observes participants differently. Let's take an example. If a teacher expects boys to be better at math, she may unknowingly give more attention to boys during observation, and result is equal to observation becomes unfair. Recall bias. Recall bias happens when participants do not remember past events accurately. Let's take an example. In a health study, sick people may remember their past habits more clearly than healthy people. So, memory affects data accuracy. Third one is classification bias occurs when participants are placed in wrong categories. A student with mild anxiety is wrongly classified as having severe anxiety. So, wrong classification leads to wrong results. Identification bias happens when a condition or problem is identified incorrectly. Let's take an example. A doctor diagnoses depression without proper assessment. So, incorrect identification affects study findings. Second one is selection bias. Selection bias occurs when participants are not selected fairly for the study. This means the sample does not represent the whole population. Let's discuss types of selection bias. Admission rate bias happens when some groups have higher chances of selection than others. Let's take an example. A university study includes mostly private school students and ignores public school students. So the result is findings are not generalizable. Non-response bias occurs when many selected participants do not respond. Only motivated students respond to an online survey while others ignore it. So, opinions of silent participants are missing. Why is understanding bias important? Because bias can give false result, reduce research credibility, mislead policies and decisions. That's why researchers must identify and reduce bias. So, today we learned bias means systematic error. Two main types. First one is information bias, second one is selection bias. Each has different forms like recall, observation, classification, and non response bias. Understanding bias helps us become better researchers, students, and critical thinkers. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.